Hello, hello. How is everyone? All right. So, I haven't been on in a while. I'm always like that. I've been so busy lately that, right now schools are crazy. I just got off the phone with a parent where the school, we're talking about a kindergartner here. All right. And the issues, it's nuts. All right. So, first off, my name is Raven Woods. For those of you who don't know me, um, I am the CEO and founder of Autism Mama Rocks IEP, and I help parents gain the knowledge and confidence to become the CEOs of their IEP. That's the goal for you guys to become the CEOs of your IEP. All right. So I have a lot in store for that this coming year, this new year. I'm not one to do New Year's resolutions, if you will. I think that if you're going to make a change right then. But at the same time, I'm going to have a lot of new cool stuff out for you guys this year coming up very, very, very soon. First, I want you to share this. Okay. So when you share, you go into a hat and you can earn an Amazon gift card and all kinds of things. Okay. So please, please share. So hello to YouTube, hello to Facebook group, and hello to Facebook page. Hopefully you guys are following me on TikTok. I'm having a lot of fun with that, but I also share my TikToks here on Facebook. So I hope you're having fun with that. So for those of you on the group and the page, a 1 below if it's your first through third time catching me live. All right. If you are an oldie but goodie, you guys know what to do. Post a 2 below. Okay. I want you to do that for me. A 1 below if it's your first through third time catching me live. We want to get to know you. Okay. And we want to have you share about your children if you feel comfortable doing that. This is a safe place. Okay. I definitely monitor the comments in that sense so that parents feel safe and feel that they can share what they want to share, especially my group is specific for that. And that you can have your own thoughts and opinions. And, if people are going to judge, it's going to be kept silent. Okay. Because it's not anybody else's place to judge anything that a parent does who has children with special needs, because we all have, just like children with special needs, we all have different situations going on and we handle things the very best we can. Right. So with that said, again, don't forget 1 below if it's your first through third time catching me live, 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. All right. And welcome to all you newbies. I'm going to post now in the comments. You guys know, pain in the butt. But, Facebook has all these stupid rules. So I'm going to post the link of what you have to do so I can see your picture and who you are when you make a comment. So I posted the link just a second ago. It is there right in the comments for you. All you have to do is click that streamyard.com/Facebook. You click yes, and then I can see your picture and we're good. All right. And this is just for people on a personal page, my personal page and the group. I don't believe anyone on the page has to do that. Okay. All right. Hey, Bill, how are you? How are you? Hi, Sarah. Welcome. You still feel like a 1. Irene, okay, that is fine. So welcome, welcome. Make sure you guys comment, all right, and make sure you say hello. And tell us about your kids. I want to know about your kids. I love learning about all the kiddos out there and what you guys are going through. And, I know it can be frustrating. I know it can be very taxing and, something that causes a lot of anxiety. I know it did for me for many, many, many years. And the more you talk about it, the more it makes you feel better, if that makes sense. Okay. So hi, Jay Welsh is what it says. Hello, hello from YouTube. All right. So today we're talking about specially designed instruction versus high yield instructional strategies. All right. This is a huge topic, and I'll tell you why. Parents get them confused, and school districts confuse you on purpose. Okay. So I have where I'm going to go over the one versus the other. And then I'm going to go over some kind of I can't say it. I can't talk. I can talk. Okay. Frequently asked questions. Okay. I'm actually going to do a TikTok on this after I get off. But I want you guys to know that this is something that I just recently came across where the school, I literally had to say to the school district, are you serious? Are you really telling me this right now? You know, nothing gets past me in the sense of the things that they say. Nothing throws me or is so shocking that it just, I don't know what to do with it sometimes. I'll say I don't know what to do with it, but it doesn't shock me. Like, I don't even make sense. But you know what I'm saying? Like, they say such shocking things so much that I see it all the time in IEPs that it's just like shocking, but you're just like, it's just another damn thing. I'm like, what else can they do? I mean, this is insane. But with that said, this is what happened to give you an example of what I'm getting ready to talk about. All right. And you want to hear this because it could definitely be happening to you. Okay. And it even can be confused with RTI, which is response to intervention. Okay. So they all can be intermixed. And yeah, that's my dog behind me, my older dog. And oh God, they will screw you all up and make you feel, they'll totally gaslight you. Okay. So hang on one second, Sarah, and I'm going to respond. So the school district, the principal said to me, because I noticed that the child said that he had, really, it was like a specifically designed instruction, and that he had reading, all right, for 30 minutes. It was under special education, his time, all right. And so I said, well, what is this? You know, like, when does he go to this? Well, how is that done? What does that look like? I always say, get in, and I'm creating a t-shirt on this. I can't wait for my t-shirts to be done, so that you guys can grab them. But I'm going to have one made that says, paint the picture for me. That is one of my top things that I say in an IEP meeting. Paint that picture for me. What does that look like? Okay, so if they tell you, hey, your child does this in the class, or this, I teach this, or I help them, you know, by doing this, this, and this, I'll say, can you paint that picture for me? Can you explain that to me so that I can process that? Say that, because then you're going to get more information. All right. All right. So she kind of dug a hole for herself. She said, oh, well, he's taken out of class for 30 minutes. He goes and gets reading help with a group. But now he's not in a group. This is how it was said to me. And now he's receiving the reading for 30 minutes individually twice a week because of his behavior. I said, well, that is not special education minutes. That is specially designed instruction. Okay. When you're taken out of the classroom, you're given instruction, direct instruction, but parents knew nothing about it, wasn't in the IEP. And when I started asking that, she said, oh, well, that's what we offer that to all kids. All kids get that. No, all kids don't get that. All kids are not physically taken out of the classroom. When you guys bitch and moan about removing the child from the classroom because they're going to miss so much. I mean, that's a big deal these days. I mean, you know, you've heard that. Oh, no, we don't want to take them out of the class. We don't want to give them more speech because they will miss so much time in the classroom. Who gives a shit what they miss in the classroom, district? Because if they can't talk, if they don't have receptive language and pragmatics and anything else, they're not going to make any type of improvement in the classroom anyway. Just like if they can't read, don't tell me you're not going to take them out of science class. Are you out of your minds? You guys are educators. You need to think like an educator. Okay. What's more important? Reading. I mean, I'm a problem solver. Okay. So if I see the child's having trouble, what do I need to do to make sure that that trouble goes away? Okay. and that child makes progress. I don't understand why many educators, and this isn't specific to teachers, this is the whole process. And because remember, like I said in one of my lives, the teachers are told to shut up. All right, I got a whole list. 98, well, it's probably more now. 98 teachers responded to my question of, are you guys told to be quiet in IEP meetings? All of them, except I want to say it was 10, said yes and went into detail about it. All right. And so I don't understand why they don't think. You have to weigh the pros and cons. The goal at the end of the day, per idea, is to make sure that that child is the most productive adult and can adapt and participate and be part of society in the best way possible. Okay? And in order to do that, we have to make choices. Okay? We can have a child that has some severe difficulty and needs, but we can't go giving them 25 goals, right? What do we got to do? We got to pick what is more important. These type of reading goals are important. These type of math goals are important. And you mix and mingle things that are age appropriate or where they are, meet them where they are, and functional living. Okay, I'll give you an example. All right, so we know children need to learn addition, subtraction, multiplication, division without a calculator. All right, so let's just say the child's doing double digit subtraction. Okay, that is age appropriate. You know, it's something they have to learn in elementary school, right? Whether they're behind or not. And then functional would be money, learning how to exchange money, count money, buy stuff at the store, all that kind of stuff. You know, scenarios can be painted. You know, my daughter used to have where she would have a store and she would be able to go buy My Little Pony. And then they would say, how much do you have to give us, Skylar? And because the pony was $2.99 or whatever, you know, and she would have to do the math, you know. And that was very difficult for her. But it's a functional skill where the, you know, subtraction, addition, multiplication, division is more academic, if you will. All right. So you want to mix and mingle those. And so it's just really important for teachers and the person who is creating the IEP, which is typically what's called a case manager, which is typically the special education teacher who typically, not always, who typically does not know how to write an IEP or goals and is thrown into it. And it's not funny because most of them will say, I'm not really familiar with this, not really done this before. I'm really struggling with goals or, you know, writing the present levels correctly. I mean, I've trained them personally. So I know that that is a difficult thing that they have going on, but no way in hell are they going to admit that in an IEP meeting because the administration would shut it down quickly. But it's understandable because it's not taught in school. It's not. I wasn't taught that either. So bottom line, they have to start using their brains. All right. And I don't think it's they don't have them. I think it's things are thrown under the rug because these are things that take more work and they're not wanting to put in that effort. And, you know, again, not specifically talking teachers. I'm talking administration who is running the teachers. It's kind of like administration is, you know, the president, and then you got the teachers who are just like, what do we need to do? You know, and that's why so many teachers are quitting and they're not happy. And all of those things that are going on today. I don't think I need to get into detail about that. You guys already know it. So let's get into this. Okay, so specially designed instruction. So it's adapting as appropriate to the needs. I'm looking at my notes. As appropriate to the needs of an eligible child, meaning a child who's eligible for an IEP. All right. Under this part, the content, methodology, or delivery of instruction. All right, this is part of IDEA, just so you guys know. to address the unique needs of the child that result from the child's disability and to ensure access of the child to the general curriculum so that the child can meet the educational standards within the jurisdiction of the public agency, the school district, that apply to all children. All right. So it's the goal of specially designed instruction is for them to then be able to adapt, to be able to go into gen ed, to be able to be more proficient in what they're doing and to fit in basically. Okay. We don't want kids being thrown into gen ed classrooms that are going to, I hear, and it kills me, where parents will say, Raven, he'll say he's dumb or he doesn't want to read because he just doesn't know it and the other kids will laugh at him, or those kind of things. For the kids that are a little bit more high functioning where they can say and verbalize those things, that is horrible to hear. Who's going to talk, who's going to read, who's going to want to participate if that's how they feel, and that's how they feel. I mean, honestly, that's an amazing thing that they actually said how they feel. I think that's a huge accomplishment. But that's horrible, So the goal is to ensure that they have access to the general education curriculum, that they are able to get the specially designed instruction, meaning taken out of the classroom so that they can get this specially designed instruction. All right, because specially designed instruction should not be done in the classroom because that is too disruptive. If a child has ADHD, you have them in a gen ed classroom, you take them to the back of the room, there's still other kids on the other side of the room, and it's very distracting. That's why I'm completely against service providers coming into the classroom. It's disrupting to the teacher, to the other students, and even to the child that is receiving it. On top of the fact that if the child is more high functioning and understands that that person's coming in for them only and nobody else, that's embarrassing to some children. You're putting a child in a predicament that they have no control over and thinking that you're doing them a service or providing them a service. And it's not. All right. It's in fact disrupting everybody and everything, all because the school district does not want to take them out of the damn classroom. I mean, what the heck? You literally go through a child's schedule and you figure out as a team what is the best time to take that child out of class. Now, I always like art. Obviously, if that's not every day, that's not when it can happen that day. But a lot of kids don't like art. Some kids do. But the ones that don't, that's a great class to take them out of to do direct reading instruction. Social studies is a big one that I'll use. Because at the end of the day, you read a lot in social studies. I remember when I lived in Texas, in ninth grade, I had to learn Texas history, and it was horrible. I was in hell. And it was one of those things where, what do you do in history? Read. Well, if you can't read, why are you going to be doing history? No, take that child out, go do direct reading instruction, and then bring them back into the classroom. Doesn't that make more logical sense? Okay, now versus, high yield instruction. So adapting to an appropriate needs, a child who has an IEP, you're having them in the gen ed classroom, and then you're ensuring that they have that support being taken out of the classroom to get specially designed instruction. Okay, that's the first part. Now, versus high yield instruction strategies, which is an approach to teaching essential content in ways that address the varying learning needs of students with the goal of maximizing the possibilities of each learner. Okay, so keyword, I love keywords, each learner. Do you see how one has individual needs? The other one has each learner, meaning multiple, possibly, not just that individual child. Okay. So I'm going to post again, guys, the link that you need to click because someone just posted and you said, I'm so blessed to have my son in a great school. Yeah, that's awesome. But I can't see who you are. So I'm going to click so that you can go to, it's called StreamYard.com/Facebook. And if you're on the group, I'm not sure about YouTube. not sure. I know it's the personal page in the group that you have to actually click this and then you say yes, my picture can show up and then you're good to go. But it's a Facebook thing. Sorry about that. All right, going back to specially designed instruction. Children who are receiving that is students with disabilities who are eligible for special education services. Okay, versus, okay, all students, and this is high yield instruction strategies, all students, including students with disabilities. Okay, so a child who has an IEP, all right, can have, my puppy may start screaming and I may have to go get him. So if he does, just give me a second. I just got a little Yorkie poo. He is 9 weeks old. He's the most precious thing ever, but he is definitely a baby. He has taken me back to baby stage. I even have diapers for him. Okay, so all students, including students with disabilities. All right, so what that means is any child can receive a type of instruction that is specified for them. I'll give you an example. When I used to teach, I would have 3 reading groups. All right. Yes, those reading groups were by level. All right. Children who were higher, who were in the middle, and who were, lower. Okay. They didn't know what group they were in. Okay. But that's how it was. And so that is a high yield instructional strategy because I took them back with me. I did specific instruction with them, 20 to 30 minutes, and they had a lot of success with that. But gen ed kids do really well with group instruction, where special education kids, there's no research on it. And it's almost impossible, even though the school district will tell you otherwise. But I have yet to have them prove that to me, because if I'm the type of advocate where I'm open, but if you're going to tell me something, you better be able to prove it. And so what I mean by that is if you're going to tell me that group instruction is working for this child, you better show me that that child's making progress. And you better show me by data that I can hold in my hand. And you better show me that this child is continuing to make progress. Because if they're not, and they're at a standstill, or they're not making any progress at all, and all of this other stuff, but yet you're saying how wonderful this group instruction is because it's convenient for you, then I got a problem. But I have no problem with it if the child's making progress and we're seeing a little bit of progress and things are ongoing and that sort of thing. And I'm okay with that. But don't bullshit me and say that the child's doing great because it's convenient for you, that you don't have to provide the child one-to-one, meaning a highly qualified teacher, in order to give them direct instruction in math or reading or whatever, which is what it really comes down to. It's all about convenience. I mean, I have a school district who emailed me yesterday, and it's a California school district. And I said, I don't really want to do a 2:50 meeting, which 2:50 their time is what, 5:50 my time. And it has to be a mutually agreed upon date and time. And I said, we agree to your date, but we don't agree to your time. I said, you gave 3 times all the same time. We don't agree. So you need to provide other times. And then she said, as you know, we have a lack of teachers, blah, 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 blah. Well, let me tell you something. I'm not nasty. I actually worked with them until they royally screwed us the last meeting. And I'm not working with you no more. Don't come at me and say, oh, we're lacking teachers. Can you work with us? No, you didn't work with me. That goes both ways. I'm all about you do for me, I do for you. But if you're going to go and try to screw this parent, really not me, the parent, you hear my puppy? I'm going to have to go get him. Then don't come at me with your pity party and wanting me to work with you. Because technically speaking, the state will say that an IEP meeting is not based on a district's convenience. And they basically said it point blank. Okay. So, okay, I got to go get my puppy. Hold on 1 second. Come here. You can come say hi to people. Come say hi to people? Yes, you can come say hi to people. All right. Okay, guys. This is Leo. He is my new baby. He's so cute. Isn't he cute? Say hi, Leo. Say hi. He's like tiny, tiny. He's rotten. Rotten. Leo, say hi. Say hi to everybody. They want to say hi to you. All right, go play. All right. So, and he's in everything, into everything. All right. So, moving on. IEP requirements for specially designed instruction. All right. Versus teacher decision for high yield instruction strategies. That's something that a teacher can decide upon. Rocco does fine with Leo. Jake hates him. So he was in the video I just watched. Oh, yeah. And let me answer a question really quick. They have to give my daughter 8 in 3rd grade an IEP evaluation because she's a level behind in math and reading. Should I? Of course. Yeah. Never deny, guys, an evaluation. All right. That actually looks bad on you. I don't understand why parents do that anyway, because here's the thing is they may say they're going to do it for whatever reason. Who cares? You can have your own agenda. And if they don't, dude, he's like taking my stuff. Here, take your bear. You can have your own agenda. And if they do an evaluation, that means you get to ask for an IEE if you don't agree, which is beautiful. All right. So never disagree with an evaluation. And you can even push for something even more. Say, oh, well, you guys want to do this? Okay, well, I want this while you're busy doing that because, you know, this is important to me. And, you know, there's some issues here and I've found some issues here. His data shows this, et cetera, et cetera. So say something like that, Ms. Welsh, because, you know, you want to know where your child is. And I'm going to be honest with you. What makes you think that it's only 1 year in math and reading? That's what I want to know. What does the real data show? You know, very rarely is it just that. Okay, it's not always so simple. I'd be curious to find out more. All right. There was one more question. No, sir. No, sir. Say, I bite everything. Everything. Teeth in everything. Okay. So, yeah. So whoever Facebook user is, she has a great school. Thank goodness. That's a good thing. Claudia says, I'm struggling with this at the moment. No, sir. Stop biting. Oh my gosh. That's what I say all the time. This little, he bites all the time. I got to teach him. Lucky we have a great one here for my guy. Yes, that's really good. I was in the principal's office so much I was taking his calls. I was bad too when I was younger. I was in the principal's office all the time. Because I would talk in class. Go figure. Oh my God. Okay, so specially designed instruction examples. All right. Individual students' IEP goals and benchmarks, short-term objectives. That's number 1. Number 2, level of special education support, direct, indirect, or consultive. I hate consultive. All right. It's a freaking joke. All right. The only way I will agree to consultive, meaning consultation, I think, I freaking hate it. All right. The only reason I will agree to it is solely for the teacher's benefit. Does that make sense? So, okay, I will agree to consultive. You need to put in detail in the IEP that the consultive is going to be directly with the teacher and you're going to update her on the things that you're working on with the child individually. You see where I led to? All right, because we're not doing this consultative. Oh, the child needs OT, but we're just going to do consultative. What? You need OT, but we're just going to consult the teacher about it because the OT is, I guess, the teacher now. So the teacher is the OT and the teacher. It's the dumbest thing. I mean, what? OTs are OTs. Speech to speech. Each of you do your own job. All right. Stop being lazy and not wanting to get another child because you're all over the place because the school district isn't hiring anybody else or whatever the case may be. Again, I understand. I do. My daughter is a teacher. I get it. All right. But here's the thing is I'm on the opposite side of my daughter right now. Okay. That's my job. My job is the children. My job is no longer the school district, which is what it is. You work for the school district. You don't work to serve the children. It's almost like you're working to make them happy, you know? But the teachers that are finally getting the attitude of screw the district, and know that, hey, what are you going to do with me? Fire me because you have no other teachers to teach. They're realizing they now have a voice. I love it. I love it. God, the power has switched. And it's kind of funny, you know, like teachers have power now. Use your voices and use that power. So if there's any teachers out there listening, use the power you have right now so that you can serve these kids, because I know that's what you really want to do. And unfortunately, you know, us teachers have been at you know what I'm saying. All right. The district basic were their puppets, and it's not cool. Not cool. All right. So definitely use the power you have right now to serve these kids, to get them what they need, and all of those things. Okay. They ain't firing you. They don't got nobody else to do it. All right. No, sir. No, sir. Stop biting me. All right. So the next one is versus. Okay. So versus, we have the direct, indirect, and consultative. We have related services. We have accommodations, modifications. We have BIPs. Okay. Then versus, all right, examples: small group instruction, graphic organizers, peer tutors, cooperative learning, non-linguistic representations, movement, hands-on activities, all those kind of things, rubrics, technology, differentiated instruction, all of that is under high yield instruction strategies. Okay. No, sir. Now we're back over at specially designed instruction. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Go ahead and post. I'm going to post again the link so that you have it. It is in the comment section. Click it, and then I can see who you are when you talk. All right. No, sir. All right. So the next thing is must be implemented per the student's IEP. This is, again, over at specially designed instruction. Or 2, provision must be documented, including the frequency, duration, and location of the services in accordance to the state standard. Okay. So that is specifically designed instruction. So remember, frequency, how much, how many times per week. Okay. Duration, for how long. All right. Location, in the speech therapy room, whatever it is. Okay. That has to be documented. All right. Don't let it say 1,487 hours per year. What the hell's that? All right. That's not written with clarity and finality. Number one. I'm not good at math, and I'm not doing math. Okay. My child having an IEP should not initiate the fact that I need to, brush up on my math skills. All right. Y'all can figure that out, and then you can put that number down. All right. So that 1,497 something hours per year can go right on out that window, and you can say 30 minutes 3 times a week. Wow. Did you see how simple that was? That was really simple, wasn't it, guys? Instead of 516 times per year at 1,437 hours. I mean, I'm serious. I've seen these stupid things. I'm just playing with numbers, but this is the stupid stuff I've seen. Okay. All right. Versus, okay. So that must be implemented per student's IEP. No, sir. And then the provision must be documented, including frequency, duration, location, services in accordance to state standards. All right. Versus, now we're at high yield instructional strategies. See, I told you it's like babysitting a little baby. versus this is high yield instruction strategies, all right? Best practice documentation, all right, determined by the LEA. Deficits of students may affect what strategies are chosen, all right? So for example, a student with a visual impairment may have difficulty using strategies that require visualization. A child that has hearing issues, will have trouble with things that are auditory, you know what I mean? So that everything has to be specific on both ends, but at the same time, one is teacher approached, the other is IEP individually approached based off of need. Okay, does that make sense? No, sir. No, sir. No bites. No bites. So that's how that goes. All right. So hopefully that gives some clarity to, and this is a worksheet. No, sir. No. This is going to go into my new membership site. All of, I have, oh my gosh, I have so many files, documents for you guys. It's not even funny. That you can just use and take. And, one of the key ones, which a lot of my clients already have, but it's changed a little bit, guys, for the better. My first email that I send to the team that is so impactful. And I'm going to be really specific with parents. If you change it that much, it's not going to be as impactful as it is written, because a lot of people, let me just tone it down a little bit. No. You don't want to do that, because the whole point is to set the tone. All right. And it's not rude. It's direct. All right. There's a difference. And so, you know what, buddy? I'm going to put you back in your playpen because you are not being nice, biting all over the place. No, sir. He's acting all crazy. Look at you. He wants to fly out of my hand. Go play. Here. All right. Some questions. All right. So, no. Does a teacher, all right, here's some questions I got. Does a teacher providing specifically designed instruction in a particular setting need to be highly qualified? Yeah. Okay. A special education teacher who delivers direct instruction to students with disabilities in core academic subject areas. Okay. What else are you going to get specifically designed instruction in other than the core academic areas? Must meet appropriate special education certification for the grade level. Okay. So let me tell you something about highly qualified. Do you want me to tell you? It doesn't mean shit. Not a damn thing. You're a licensed teacher. That's it. That is it. It. That's it. So when I say, hey, what are the qualifications? What is the teacher's qualifications, or what is the person that's going to be doing intervention with a child who is 3, 4, 5 years behind in reading? What is their qualifications? Oh, she's a licensed teacher and she's had, this is what I heard a couple weeks ago. And she's had training in Wilson. Okay. You mean the 40-hour training that Wilson gives, or actually certified in the multiple areas that Wilson can do? Which one? Oh, she's had the 40-hour training. I said, oh, okay. So if it were your child, all right, would you consider 40 hours or after 40 hours that person is an expert and qualified to even want to take on a child that is 2, 3, 4, or 5 years behind? I mean, let's just look at it like it is and be really real about it. I would not want to be that teacher that goes and is teaching a child who is 2, 3, 4, 5 years behind, and all I have is my degree in education. Hell to the no. Not happening. You couldn't make me do it. I would do that whole throwing my 2-year-old. You can't make me. You cannot make me. You can't make me do it. I will not do it. Okay. Teachers, start saying that. All right. Because number one, it puts a lot more on your plate. Start saying no. Start freaking saying no. All right. You're putting too much pressure on yourself anyway. All right. Teachers should not be doing, other than special education teachers. Some of them are, qualified. I will not at all deny that. But gen ed teachers, their job isn't to do specially designed instruction. You've got to be out of your mind. How are they going to teach 20, 30 kids and then, go do specially designed instruction with a child with special needs? I mean, hello. And then you have special education teachers that these days they're putting teachers into special education classrooms that just have provisional licenses. Did you guys know that? Oh yeah, they're doing all kinds of crazy, shady shit. And the craziest thing is, find out, guys. Find out who is teaching your child. Find out what their qualifications are. All right. If they're a licensed teacher and they're a special education teacher, awesome. That's fine. But find out, do they have any background in special ed? Or is it just they have their license to teach? Find out. Do they have training in discrete trial? Do they have training, in behavior? Do they have training in specially designed instruction? What do they have training in? I couldn't tutor anybody in math. I am horrible in math. I will admit that. I mean, my kids would come home and I don't even know how I got 2 master's degrees. I mean, it didn't do shit for me. But I mean, yeah, I like got by with my bachelor's taking, statistics. All right. I struggled my butt off and I was in that classroom like every day getting tutoring because I could not understand it to save my life. And I couldn't do it to this day. All right. I just, by the skin of I memorized and took the test. That's what I did. I memorized and took the test. That's what I did. And then you got, my kids used to come home and they would have all of this geometry and algebra 2 and calculus. No, I would tell my kid, I can't help you. I don't know how to do that. No clue. I don't know about you guys, but I went back in the day when I was in school. I'm 40. Shit, how old am I? 40, 45. I'm 45. Am I 45? 46? One of the two. Okay. I got to count back. I had my daughter, my oldest, at 19. And so, however, if you guys want to do the math for me, go for it. Got to tell you my age. And she is 25. All right. So, moving on. I couldn't teach math. All right. I would say 8th grade and above. Seriously. I can do multiplication, division, fraction. I mean, I know all that stuff, but algebra, I don't remember that stuff. X, Y, and I don't even care. And the thing is if you think about it, now take this. If your child struggles in math and has disabilities, if they never get algebra, who cares? Who cares? Are they ever going to use it? Nope. Never. They only need subtraction, multiplication, addition, division, money, fractions, like to cook, stuff like that. That can actually be a functional living skill. All right. Those are things that are very important for kids. All right. So moving on. All right. So here's another question. Are paraprofessionals able to provide specially designed instruction to students? Here's the answer. Paraprofessionals may deliver specially designed instruction to students receiving special education services when a certified special education teacher designs the specially designed instruction and the paraprofessional is under the supervision of the certified special education teacher. However, paraprofessionals may not, develop lesson plans, introduce new material, provide direct teach portion of the lesson. So the direct teach portion. So if it's direct one-to-one, which is what I like, select materials, implementation, assign final grades, be responsible for any IEP related responsibilities. Hold on. Let me read that again. Be responsible for any IEP related responsibilities. Huh? Develop IEP goals, objectives, design the classroom management system. No, sir, give me that. Oh my goodness. No, you're rotten. Okay. Be responsible for determining or reporting student progress, blah, blah, blah. All right. So here's the thing. I don't know who you are. I wish I knew who you are. Here, click this link. The person that just said, how can I share this? Here, click the link that I just posted. It says streamyard.com/Facebook, and then click yes, so that I can see your picture of what your name is, unless you want to just tell me what your name is. And if you're on the page, you just click share. On the group, I think you share that too. But if you're on the group, I think it just shares to your personal page, something like that. And if you share on the page, I think it just shares it. Don't quote me on that. All right. Here, I'm just going to be honest with you. All right. And this is, I just posted it. It's in the, here, hold on one second. Let me see. Let's see. No. Can you guys see the link to the StreamYard? But you know what? It's also running, scrolling. Do you see it? Where it says, scrolling on the screen, where it says streamyard.com/Facebook. That's it. So put that in. Click yes. It's not a personal thing to me. It's just in general for StreamYard, because it's a streaming service, and Facebook is a pain in the butt. All right. And all it does is it allows access to your name and picture, like it's saying on the scroll. The link scroll. No, you can't click it. You got to just type it in. StreamYard.com/Facebook. That's it. Okay. So here, I'll put it in the notes again. But it says that it goes here. There, I just posted it. No, sir. All right. Oh my gosh, this puppy. You can't leave anything on the floor. Nothing. All right. Nothing on the floor. Nothing. Nothing. Right? Rotten little thing. All right. So let's move on, guys. I'm going to tell you my thought process on paras. And this is in no way disrespect. Okay. Wow, that's a big ass link, Aaron. Okay, so my opinion, okay, as an advocate, I've been an advocate for over 15 years, and I'm a mom of a child with special needs, and this is how I did it for my child, and there wasn't an option. There just wasn't, okay? So, for example, on the bus, you have an aide, all right? Perfect. In a classroom, you have an aide in a classroom. Awesome. No, sir. No, sir. I have a light, and so I have this cord, and he keeps trying to get the cord. And so that's fine in the classroom. Okay. You have a para as a direct one-to-one. Perfect. And in my child's IEP, you know what it said? Direct one-to-one, individual one-to-one. I made sure it said that. And then it said why? For, excuse me, for safety, behavior, redirection. That's what it said. Not academics. No, sir. He's trying to get my stuff. No, you are being bad. My goodness. My gosh. Here, take the toy. Safety, behavior, redirection. That's it. Okay? Isn't it like when you're on the phone, that's when they act up, the kids act up? Yep, that's what's happening here. So I'm not a fan of the academic piece. Now, am I okay with, if they have to be given, a assessment that they take and it has to be read to them and the one-to-one goes and reads it to them, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids? Sure, absolutely, 100%. But to do any type of instruction, I'm just not a fan. And the reason for that is because I don't know what that person's no. Oh my gosh. I don't know what that person's qualifications are. I know in many areas that paras, some paras, they just have to have a high school diploma. Not judging in any way. I'm just saying that's not who I would choose to teach my child. I'm just keeping it real. Okay. So I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just being real as in what I would expect from my child. Okay. I that's where I am with it. Okay. And so I did not allow instruction to be given under the supervision of anybody to my child. If you're the teacher, you can teach my child. All right. If you didn't go to school to become a teacher, you're not teaching my child. Not happening. Because what is under the supervision of? Because the teacher's off teaching to the kids. She's not supervising you. All right. What do you mean supervising you? How so? How's that happening? Supervising you how? Because if you're off giving kids tests in a different classroom, how's she supervising? He, she. No, sir. No bites. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, now you can look at, all right, supervising as, okay, I'm going to come check on you twice a month, kind of like a BCBA would do if an RBT, which, is a registered behavior technician. All right. So there's a BCBA who is like the head honcho of behavior. Then you have your BCABA and then you have RBT. RBT has 1 year of training with behavior, and one worked with my daughter. One was actually my daughter's one-to-one. And but they're supervised by a BCBA who creates the plan of action, who creates the BIP, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So agree with that. Need to catch the replay. Yes, definitely. And so it's different. Okay. So when you're talking about a behavior plan that's written out and that RBT already has that training, it's a given for them to be supervised as things change each month. Usually it's like 2 hours a month, depending on how many hours that child is getting of ABA therapy. All right. I'm just giving an example. It could be anything. But bottom line, I'm not a fan of that word, kind of like I'm not a fan of consultation. And you guys need to make your own choices and decisions. All right. I'm telling you from experience that I would not suggest it. But again, to each his own. All right. So, and that it's not my place to judge you, and it's nobody else's place to judge you. You do what you do for the best outcome for your child. Okay. And there are paras out there that like used to be teachers. There's paras out there that, are better than the teachers, all that kind of stuff. And all that is obviously an individual decision. But for the most part, generally speaking, no, that's not happening with my child. It's not. Okay. So it has to be one of those things where, you have to put your foot down, and they can say, oh, well, you can't control that. You can't tell us, what we're doing. The hell I can't. If you have someone working with my child that is not licensed and my child has special needs and they are behind, you are out of your ever loving mind. Literally out of your mind. All right. So you put your foot down and you don't back off. All right. I fully believe, know, it's been proven, not by me, been proven that if you got wit, tenacity, perseverance, and you can hang in there longer than anybody else, you're going to win. Because they're going to get tired of you. Okay? Or you go to due process or mediation, or you go to due process or ask for due process and then you settle on mediation. Different things work for different people. I'm just going to say that and leave it alone there. But what I'm going to say to you is don't make exceptions. All right? As parents, make a decision and stick with it. All right. If you feel strongly about something, don't be gaslighted and convinced otherwise because you feel like you don't have another choice. You always got a choice. We all got choices. All right. So we make a bad choice, our kids don't make progress. We make a different choice that's more difficult because it's going to be more difficult on you. And we get our child to the point of where they're making progress. I tell parents all the time, this doesn't happen overnight, okay? It's a process. Parents want things to happen like this. I get it. My child needs to make progress right now, It's a process. And in that process, you figure out where that school lies. Are they going to work with you or are they not? I just literally, before I got on with you guys, was emailing back and forth with a superintendent saying, look, your director of special education is literally a piece of shit. And I didn't say it like that. I said, what's the matter? What happened? What? I basically said he doesn't care about this child. He has clearly shown that he does not care. Hang on one second. Come here, buddy. Come here. Oh my God. Here. I know. Right here. Go ahead. Are you good? All right. You good? All right. Oh my gosh, what is it with puppies? No, come over here. Come on. Oh my goodness. Come here. I know, come here. Come over here. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to get him to go on a pee pad. All right. So bottom line. All right. We need to make sure, oh goodness, that we are paying attention to the things that are important to us. All right. And that you are going to be mindful of that. All right. So we're going to go with one more question. All right. That this person asked. All right. Okay. The next question is there a requirement for implementation of specially designed instruction to be documented? So the answer to that is delivery of all special education services must be documented. All right. In order to show the delivery of the service and frequency and duration and location and data. Okay. So that is a must. Now, tomorrow we're going to continue this. We're going to continue with questions because I don't want to take up your time. It's been an hour already. And then there's more information I want to share with you because this is a topic. There's laws on this and there's other things that you need to know about so that you can make sure that you can decipher if this is something that's going on within your school and you know that your child is getting something a type of instruction, but you're like, it's not an IEP. Like, how do I know they're giving it to my child? You're saying you're giving it to my child, but how do I know that? It's not an IEP. Put it in the IEP. And that's what happened with me. I said, well, you have this written down, but it's not an IEP. Why is it not an IEP? And they said, oh, well, this is given to everybody. Okay, well, that's the things they say to make you say, oh, okay, because you didn't know. But you don't want to fall for that. Okay, so now you know. All right, if it's given to everybody, that means the whole class, all 26, 7, 8, 9, whatever kids is offered this. And if that's true, then have them prove it. Okay, prove it. Tell me how this is provided. Paint the picture for me. How do you know? Why all of a sudden, oh, it's just the kids that are having difficulty. Okay, well, how did you like pick and choose that? You know what I mean? You got to ask the questions in order to get somewhere. Once you ask all these questions, then you're going to find out certain things, and then you're going to be able to process and then figure out what the next step is going to be. Okay? Because if it's not in the interest of your child, or something that is not going to benefit them in any way, or showing progress in any way, have them showing progress, then it needs to cease and you try something different. All right, versus continue the same thing, which is what they'll do, and they keep passing them through, and no progress is made. And 2, 3, 4, 5 years later, you guys are all pissed off because your child didn't make progress. But these are the things that have to happen in order for you to be on top of it. You have to ask the right questions about the right things. And as long as you do that, which is why in my course, I teach about what's called the hunt and gather. You learn the hunt and gather and you are golden. Or if you learn my PPPN system, which is plan, prepare, present, persuade, and negotiate. All right. You learn how to do that, you're golden. But you got to do it in the right way with the right questions. And never in an IEP meeting do you ever ask an open-ended or say an open-ended statement. All right. Always a question. Always, always, always a question. So think about it like this. If you have a statement to say, okay, change that statement into a question. You can always do that. Okay. So take the statement, change it into a question, and keep them talking. The more they talk, the more information you learn. The more information you learn, the more information you have to go off of in order for that picture to be painted for you. Okay. I tell parents, you're an attorney, you just didn't go to school for it. Okay. What do attorneys do? They find out all the information, they put it together, they gather it together, they put it into one, and they can go prove their case. Well, that's what y'all got to do. Okay. You got to prove your case. All right. If not, it's no, we're not going to do that. No, we got to try this first. Nope. We're not doing that. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. All these things that they say, nope, we don't do that here. We can't do that. Sorry. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. Oh, that's not how we do things. Hunt and gather. I will talk to you guys soon, tomorrow. All right. And we will talk more on specifically designed instruction and high yield instruction strategies so that you can know the difference and that you can go after whichever one that your child needs. More specifically, more than likely, specially designed instruction. Okay. So if your child is behind in reading or math, your child needs specially designed instruction. Fight for it. Okay. So let's learn more tomorrow. I will talk to you guys soon. Make sure to share this. And thank you so much for sticking with me for the past hour. Love you guys. Have a good evening.